I used to think my cat hated me. She would sit across the room, back turned, tail flicking like a metronome of disappointment. I bought her feather wands. I bought her a 3-tier cat tower. I offered her salmon, tuna, and those squeeze-up tubes she would kill for. She would eat the treat, then walk away. No purr, no slow blink, just silence. I cried one night, not because she was mean, but because I had done everything the internet told me to do, and she still looked at me like I was a stranger who happened to pay the rent. Then one morning, she jumped on my bed while I was reading. She didn't sit on my lap. She didn't meow. She just laid down 2 feet away, facing the window, and closed her eyes. That was the day I learned I had been doing everything wrong. Part 1. The Myth of the Tame Cat. We are told that love is earned through action. Buy the gift, say the words, perform the gesture. That works for humans, mostly. But cats do not speak that language. They never have. When I first adopted Luna, she was 8 months old. The shelter told me she was independent. That is shelter code for, she will not cuddle you, and you need to be okay with that. I was okay with it. I thought I could change her. For 3 months, I tried everything. I would call her name in a high-pitched voice. I would drag string across the floor until my knees hurt. I would leave treats on my lap, hoping she would climb up. She would stretch her neck, grab the treat with her mouth like a crane, and retreat under the couch. I watched YouTube videos. How to bond with your cat. 5 signs your cat loves you. The secret to making any cat purr. I followed every step. I blinked slowly at her. I let her sniff my hand before petting. I bought a fell-away diffuser. Nothing changed. She tolerated me. That is the word. Tolerance. Not affection. Not friendship. Tolerance. I remember sitting on the floor one evening, cross-legged, holding a feather wand. She was on the arm of the sofa, looking down at me. Her eyes said, "I am aware of your efforts. They are noted. They are not appreciated." I felt like a failure. Not because she wouldn't love me, but because I wanted so badly to understand her, and she wouldn't let me in. Part 2. The Mistake. The turning point came on a Tuesday. I had just finished a long day of work. My brain was static. My shoulders were tight. I sat on the couch and did nothing. No toy, no treat, no voice. I just sat there, staring at the wall. Luna was in her usual spot, the top of the cat tower, curled into a gray ball. She opened one eye. Then she did something strange. She jumped down. Not toward me. She walked to the middle of the rug, stretched her front legs, and laid down on her side. She wasn't looking at me. She was just there. For the first time, I did not reach for her. I did not say her name. I did not extend a hand. I kept staring at the wall. 10 minutes passed. Then she got up, walked over to the couch, and jumped onto the cushion next to my thigh. Not on my lap, not touching me, just close. She curled into a crescent moon, closed her eyes, and started to purr. I almost cried again. But I didn't move. I didn't want to break it. That night, I realized my mistake. I had been treating our relationship like a transaction. I give you salmon, you give me affection. I give you a toy, you give me your attention. That is not how cats work. That is how dogs work. That is how needy humans work. Cats do not respond to pressure. They do not respond to enthusiasm. They respond to safety. And safety for a cat looks like stillness. Part 3. Unlearning everything. The next morning, I changed my approach. I stopped calling her name. I stopped reaching for her. I stopped trying to make eye contact. I stopped treating every moment like an opportunity to bond. Instead, I just existed near her. I would sit on the floor while I answered emails. She would be on the windowsill. I did not look at her. I typed. She watched birds. That was it. I would read a book on the couch. She would nap on the rug. I did not reach down to pet her. I turned pages. She twitched her ears in her sleep. I made breakfast in the kitchen. She would sit on the counter, 3 feet away, watching. I did not try to touch her. I scrambled eggs. She blinked. For 2 weeks, nothing happened. No progress, no purring, no cuddles. Just parallel living. But something was shifting. She started moving closer. Not all at once. Inches. One day she sat on the rug instead of the tower. The next day she sat on the rug 2 feet closer to the couch. Then one afternoon she jumped onto the couch cushion, not next to me, but at the far end. I stayed still. She inched closer the next day. Then closer. Then one evening she laid down with her back pressed against my leg. Not on my lap, just touching me. That was the first time she had initiated contact in 6 months. I did not pet her. I did not say, "Good girl." I let my leg be a wall. She fell asleep. Part 4. The Friendship Language. Here is what I learned in those weeks. Cats do not have a word for friendship. They have behavior. And that behavior is almost invisible if you are looking for fireworks. Friendship, to a cat, is not a purr. A purr can mean happiness, but it can also mean pain or stress. Friendship is not needing. Needing is leftover kitten behavior. Friendship is not even sleeping on your lap. Friendship, to a cat, is shared space without demand. When Luna started sitting near me without wanting anything, that was her first, "I like you." When she stopped flinching when I walked past her, that was her second. When she started eating her dinner while I ate mine, without hiding her back, that was her third. True friendship began the day she followed me into the bathroom. Not because she wanted food, not because she wanted out. She just walked in, sat on the bath mat, and stared at the shower curtain. I brushed my teeth. She sat. That was it. Later that week, she did something I will never forget. I was crying, not loud, just silent tears at the kitchen table. Work stuff, life stuff. She was on the chair across from me. She stood up, walked across the table, and sat down directly in front of my face. Then she touched her nose to mine. Once. Then she walked back to her chair. She did not purr. She did not rub. She just acknowledged my sadness and left. That is a cat's best friend move. Not fixing you, not distracting you, just seeing you and staying nearby. Part 5. The rules I finally understood. After a year of living this way, I wrote down the rules that Luna taught me. They are not cute. They are not Instagram quotes. They are hard truths. Rule 1. Do not chase. When you chase a cat, you become a predator. When you sit still, you become furniture. Furniture is safe. Predators are not. Be the furniture. Rule 2. Let them win the staring contest. Direct eye contact is a threat to cats. When you look at them and hold it, you are saying, "I am a danger." Slow blinks are white flags. Look away first. Let them feel like they are in charge of your gaze. Rule 3. Touch is a privilege, not a right. Do not pet a cat just because you want to pet a cat. Wait for them to ask. How do they ask? They lean into you. They headbutt your hand. They put a paw on your arm. If they do not do these things, do not touch them. You are not entitled to their fur. Rule 4. Learn the power of no reaction. When your cat does something you want to celebrate, do not celebrate. Do not squeal. Do not grab your phone. Do not call your mother. Stay still. Let the moment exist without your excitement. Excitement is loud. Cats hate loud. Silence is a love language. Rule 5. Be predictably boring. Your cat does not want surprises. She wants to know that when you walk into the room, you will not grab her, that when you sit down, you will not hover, that when she sleeps near you, you will not rearrange her. Predictability is trust. Trust is friendship. Part 6. Where we are now. Luna is 3 years old now. She is not a lap cat. She will probably never be a lap cat. She does not come when I call her name. She does not sleep on my pillow. She does not greet me at the door. But she is my best friend. How do I know? Because when I have a nightmare, I wake up and she is sitting on my chest, staring at my face. She is not purring. She is just there, watching, waiting to see if I am okay. Because when I come home from a bad day, she walks to the middle of the hallway, lays down on her side, and shows me her belly. She does not want me to touch it. She is just saying, I trust you enough to be vulnerable near you. Because every night, around 10 p.m., she jumps onto the couch, walks across my legs, and settles into the small gap between my thigh and the armrest. She does not ask for pets. She does not need. She just leans her full weight against me and sighs. A long, slow, belly-deep sigh. That sigh is the closest thing to "I love you" that I have ever heard. And I do not move. I do not speak. I do not break it. I just sit there, being her furniture, and I think, this is friendship. Not the kind you buy with salmon tubes. The kind you earn by shutting up and staying still. Closing line for your video. You don't make a cat your best friend by trying harder. You make them your best friend by trying less. Sit down, shut up, and let them come to you.